Standing before a beautiful crowd like this in this morning of 9/27, May 11. It is my birth month actually. I turned 33. In-announce ko talaga yung age ko couple of weeks ago. And I'm here. We've heard a lot of good insights coming from the previous speakers before me. And the thing that Roland is mentioning about entrepreneurs having this daily struggle and battle, having the sleepless nights, those are all true. We are entrepreneurs in our own ways. Mas pressure nga lang when it comes to when you have like people to take care of and a business to really to take care of. So again, my name is Felix Veroya, the founder and CEO of Lex PH Academy, and I'm honored to be here today from the invitation of course, Rebecca and Richard. Now, who is Lex PH Academy? I would guess that maybe 90% of the people in the room doesn't even know ano ba yung Lex. Napakahirap banggitin ng pangalan. Right? So, we're not connected with e-commerce platforms because there are, we're receiving a lot of where's my package and all that because we rang a little bit sound like, that, but we're not. We're a lifelong learning institution. So we provide trainings, certifications, and consulting in the areas of innovation, sustainability, analytics, and continuous improvement. So that's what we do. Now, the next question would probably be, who is really Lex? I want to give you a little bit background of how we started. It was, just to put context, I will never be a college graduate if not for scholarship. I don't want to be melodramatic here, but we're really from, a poor family. So it was just, scholarships and scholarships and scholarships. That's the reason why I graduated from college. So you could imagine my fascination about education. So I'm an advocate of lifelong learning, and that's what I champion and what Lex is championing up until now. So when we were in college, we have like subjects like plant visits, seminars, right? I don't know in the new curriculum if that still exists, but during our time we have that. And it was introduced to us, this Lean Six Sigma thing, and I told myself I really wanted to take the training because I know that will give me an edge over the competition when I start working for companies. But during that time, it's super expensive to take those kind of trainings. And even after I graduated, I started working, it's still costly for me, given that I am a breadwinner. So you could just imagine my frustration. Little did I know that frustration would motivate and fuel the entrepreneur in me. So fast forward, because I love to be educated, to learn in different modalities, I also I love to share it. So I've been taking speaking engagement after graduation. So after 2-3 years, I started a page. So Lex started as a page at Facebook. So it's Lex. So my wife, whom is with me right now, my ex-girlfriend for so many years, since a friend from high school until college, used to call me Lex. So whenever I do talks, people will approach me and ask things, especially the students or young professionals, if you can still remember the meme, how to be you po, something like that. So just to separate the questions, the entity, me, and questions who would people who would want to ask questions, I created this page and eventually found ourselves that we officially registered that page as a business. Okay. Now you would imagine we were very excited that time. Hey, we're now entrepreneurs because we've managed to register it as a business, and we started like reaching to different entities to offer our service. So our flagship is the Lean Six Sigma that has been mentioned by Richard a while ago. But that excitement, gradually died. You could imagine offering to so many people, having so many meetings, but there is no one entity who managed to avail our service. And that's for 1 year. So you can just imagine that frustration. For 1 year, wala. And after a year, by God's grace, we closed our first client. And that first client became, our door, the opening to receiving more requests from universities to some businesses, And, as entrepreneurs, we should be very thankful and grateful for those first clients because they are the first person or entity who've managed to trust us, even we are in the verge of starting to, not believing in ourselves. Right? So, from time to time, you have to check on with your first clients, right? And, as a business, as I mentioned, we offer things like innovation, sustainability analytics, continuous improvement, leadership, and whatnot. And these are all accredited internationally. That's our mantra. Because it should be something, before we offer it, it should be something that is aligned with things outside the Philippines for benchmarking, and best practices. And after getting the client, the series of clients, now next thing is scaling. As part-time entrepreneurs, so we did not let go of our day job. So we're doing the business 8 to 5. Sometimes we have to take some leaves to take on projects, of course, but we usually do the operations on weekends. And it worked for some time, but it's really difficult being part-time entrepreneurs. So it's just me and my ex-girlfriend, now wife, who's been doing the business with the help of some relatives. So as we, as we progress up until this point, we are very fortunate to have people who have the same passion and purpose to help the business grow. So, sometimes you'll be onboarding people and you have to let go of people, and that's part of the hard decision that entrepreneurs needs to do in order for us to grow. And from that point forward, we started seeking more and more accreditations. Okay, that's one thing that we need to do, because we need to focus on improving our content. We need to focus on aligning what's needed outside the four corners of your organizations or the universities as we prepare the young professionals, okay, for the 21st century workplace requirements. So we've started investing in acquiring licenses, accreditations, with the view of democratizing access and to make it more sustainable for people like me way back 10 years ago who really wanted to pursue things like professional certifications and all. So we absorbed some of the costs through this particular business model that we did. Of course, our goal is to provide value. As entrepreneurs, as leaders of organizations, the sole purpose of our organization being there is to provide value to our customers. And it has been the first rule of business for Lex. Now, of course, pandemic hit us. No one saw it coming. It's been also raised earlier. And you could imagine the impact of this pandemic to the MSMEs. Most of the business, even not MSMEs, were forced to close their business and all. And after announcing that, hey, it's lockdown already, we don't know what to do. You could just imagine that a training provider, service-based organization, during the pandemic, it's really a challenge. So we spent 2-3 weeks thinking how we can flip the way we do business. So after 2-3 weeks, we had it already. We are back on track and trying to learn how we can better the way we do it in this new landscape. And it was also the time that we decided we have, limited resources, especially during that time, but we decided to invest in our own learning management system. To augment, of course, the operations that we do. Before pandemic, we're doing hybrid learning. We use some technologies, and then we invite people for like a face-to-face event like this. But investing really on something, creating something during that time is really challenging. Okay? Little that we know that this particular thing that we built would benefit not only us, but also the initiatives that we have prepared, we have planned for the year relative to lifelong learning. If I haven't mentioned yet, we do a lot of free learning sessions for certain communities. We also do hackathons to help MSMEs to improve their business operations, their products and services. We partner with schools for their students to be interns and to help this, MSMEs, because that's part of our advocacy. And the platform that we built, we call it Alpha Digital. Okay, so from the limited resources that we have, we were able to put it there. It's operational after 2-3 months. And we were surprised that students, I know you have like your kids or siblings or niece and nephews who's been affected by the transition. Like there are no internship available. So the default has become attending webinars and all that. And we were surprised, leaders of universities reaching to us, telling that we were able to contribute to that gap. And also for displaced professionals because of the pandemic, they found the value in the free learning platforms that we provided, not just the premium one. Of course, that's another story, but highlighting that we're really in this advocacy. That's why we started that page up until to this point that we're now a business. So after 7 years of being here in the business, we have grown significantly. Our platform now hosts thousands of learners, and most of them are not paying learners. They're just there to learn for free because we incentivize how people learn. If you want to take like a free course, you'll be incentivized with alpha coins. So it's not like Bitcoin or another crypto, but it's a way for us to incentivize that when you take charge of your lifelong learning, you'll get some coins, and those coins can be used as a payment for premium courses or a discount for premium courses. So you're not obliged to sign up and pay. You can just be there for free and learn anything that you would want across the platforms, innovation, sustainability, analytics, and continuous improvement. And for the last 7 years, we've grown our partners, we've grown our accreditations, because these are essential things that we need to acquire as a business, as a brand. And we were able to help really organizations from as fellow MSMEs up until to multinational corporations, that we are surprised and overwhelmed whenever these organizations will reach us, will send us an email asking for quotations, eventually closing projects. And we're always in awe of these opportunities that are being given to us. And because of the things that we do, we joined Asia CEO Awards 2019. It was a buzzer beater. I was able to send my application really 5 minutes before the deadline. With the hopes, I don't have any hopes that time. I mean, It's just, let's try and let's see what happened. And then, when it was announced, I was like, shouting, and because it's some sort of, exhilarating feeling to be part of the Circle of Excellence Finalists 2019. And we did apply and apply and apply. And last year, we became Asia CEO 2022 LBC SME Company of the Year Grand Winner. So, for us, thank you. For us, it's a validation that whatever we are doing, not only, as a business in the entrepreneurial side, but on the social entrepreneurship side, it's something that, the panel of judges have seen creating positive impact and value to the community and to the Philippines at large. And just to, sabi nga ng millennials, to flex, that curiosity led me also to being the Asia CEO 2020 E&Y Young Leader of the Year Grand Winner. So my persistence of applying and applying since 2019, have helped really us build our brand in our space. So, because there's a lot of players nowadays, we started way back 2013 with 2 or 3. So now we have a couple of dozen. So we need to continuously better ourselves. And, not only in the business side, but also in the impact that we want to create to the organization. Just to leave you with these 5 nuggets of wisdom from what I shared. Lessons learned from Alpha or Lex PH Academy's journey. Number 1, adaptability. There are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of adjustments that we need to do as leaders of organization, as entrepreneurs, if we want to thrive. Lifelong learning, this goes not only because we are a lifelong learning institution, but goes to each and every one of us. It's part of our DNA. It's a requirement for us that one should complete like a program that would better him or herself in the team. Persistence, as I mentioned a while ago, it's not when your first proposal went through, it's the end of the world. I mean, it should be like a matter of timing maybe, because we have proposals that are maturing after a year or 2. What else? Harnessing innovation. Okay, we were able to capitalize on what had happened, what the pandemic has brought. So we adopted, the use of technology and make it as a friend, not a foe. And authenticity. At the end of the day, we are all business, but we should be reminded that on top of business, we should be always giving back to the community whom we are serving. And with that, I have 2 quotations actually. To pivot or to perish, that is the question, if you know the famous literary work. And sometimes we are too focused on what we want to achieve, forgetting how far have we made it already. Sabi nga, malayo pa, pero malayo na. With that, maraming salamat po and enjoy the rest of the day.